we talk about growing Canada's economy, we usually picture tech exports or big infrastructure. But there's something closer to home and just as powerful. Investing in people is one of the most consistent drivers of business performance, especially for small and medium-sized enterprises. That's where our Advantage Canada series comes in. It's a smarter approach to how government supports businesses, focused on long-term stability and stronger business outcomes that benefit workers, customers, and Canada's economy. For example, one of the ideas we are pushing that would make a significant difference to Canada's economy is to update provincial commercial rent legislation. And in Canada, SMEs are 97% of all businesses and nearly 70% of the workforce. But rent hikes, insurance spikes, and ongoing debt are squeezing margins and making it harder to invest where it matters. Commercial rent is skyrocketing across the globe. Even in Saudi Arabia, a monarchy with a highly authoritarian government, they're considering rent caps as they try to expand the private sector. Saudi is setting up the infrastructure to develop their private markets. They historically have been highly centralized with relatively little private sector action. This is super interesting because it shows just how central rent regulations are to create a resilient private sector that can grow. Now that they are actively expanding and they have a huge vision, they want to be a leader in the Middle East and the leader, frankly, in the world. They are paying a lot of attention to the underpinnings of what makes a market work. And if Saudi Arabia, a non-democratic country, is pursuing this for a healthy private sector economy, then Canada as a democracy is way behind the times. We know that our commercial rent legislations across the country have set small tenants up to be taken advantage of by landlords, and it's happening more consistently as landlords consolidate real estate properties in both urban and rural areas. The BWA believes this is a critical moment to create new policies that help foster our private sector at the level of small and medium-sized businesses who need stable infrastructure to retain 5 million jobs for Canada and who need help if they are going to keep generating 50% of Canada's GDP. Fair, predictable commercial rent policies are a no-brainer. They'd have a huge impact on business stability. We know from the residential sector that landlords will still participate in a more regulated market. Rent policies will stop speculation and exploitation where it's happening. It's not going to crash the real estate market. It's time for governments to think like builders, not Band-Aid dispensers. Our series shows how governments can do the same while benefiting local businesses, workers, and our future economy.